I had to keep my helmet on because that sun was just hitting it. You know, so it was cool though. It was one of those prove it days. Like you say that you want it bad, you know, you got to prove it. And through everything, you know, you're gonna have to prove it. We're gonna be the coldest we're gonna be one of these days in December, you know, and when we need to have it in January, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking just, you know, everything in existence, you know, but you're gonna have to fight, you know, for what you want. And I think today was one of them fights.
Are there things in this practice, these joint practices that are just as good and not better than getting you ready for the season as playing in the preseason?
Oh yeah, because, you know, every rep, you know, you going maximum effort and, you know, you gotta try to get to that second win as fast as you can because the recovery time sometimes, you know, it's like rapid fire. Some teams do hurry up. Like I know they did a couple times hurry up, you know, out there. You know, you just got to, and it's the hottest day. This was the hottest day I've been a part of so far, you know, this year. So I think today, like I say, you had to dig deep, you know, and find it. And so I think it really is going to get you ready for the first game.
You touched on it. You touched on it as well, but I mean, Baltimore has such a different looking offense than what you guys go up against every day if you're the Eagles. How much of a benefit can that be?
Oh, that's a good benefit, especially because we haven't game planned against them, you know, because it's not a real game. But, you know, you do want to, you know, this one of those things where you trust in the defense and the scheme and your technique, and, you know, you kind of react to whatever it is that you see. And I think, you know, you just got to be disciplined because this definitely teaches discipline as a defense because now with us not game planning, we really have to fall on just our technique and we got to trust that people is going to be exactly where they're going to be.
What was hotter, today or Tampa last year?
Boy, that was neck and neck today because, man, it was super hot today, man. I mean, like I say, I wanted to keep my helmet on because the sun just felt like it was just everywhere. It felt like my head was overheated today a little bit.
I think they're very important. You know, we practice really hard as a team, but, you know, there's something different when you have another opponent, you know, on the other side of the ball. So I think it's just good looks where you're not used to every play. You know, it's different looks and guys are competing. So I think the next 2 days will be good for us.
I feel like the competition level can kind of amp up a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely. You know, whenever you get another team out here, you know, that level of competition rises just a little bit more.
Is the message put on earlier, hey, go out there, it's good to hit somebody in another jersey, but be smart, don't have any trouble out there, especially when you see guys from another team?
Well, I think, you know, at the end of the day, we're out here to get, you know, to play football and to get some work done. You know, it's not about who's the bigger, badder, tougher team. It's really about, you know, getting better, and I think both teams understand that. There's a level of competition that I think we expect, you know, out of ourselves that we won't compromise.
Just looking forward to playing. You know, I love playing, love playing football. Is what you come out here to do. So it's fun to get a lot of reps last week. Obviously, would have liked it in different circumstances.
Josh McCown out here, first day, and I'm pretty sure I saw him checking. He was doing, like, is that, I mean, 18 years? Is that how he pulls that off?
18 years, he could get out there and probably call his own offense. He could do whatever he wanted. But yeah, no, he's obviously a quick study. He's been in a bunch of different offenses, and so it's cool to learn from him already and, you know, talking to him about different things.
Where were you 18 years ago?
Where was I 18 years ago? I was 6 years old, so I think I was in kindergarten.
Press Taylor was 14 when he started
Press
his
was
career.
14? Jeez,
Crazy.
yeah.
How do you, there's so much going on, so many moving parts, guys coming and going, injuries, who's 2, who's 3, who's 4. How do you kind of just focus on getting better every day and not really worrying about any of that?
Yeah, I think, you know, you can only control what's within your reach, and so, you know, whatever happens around the team with guys getting injured, you got to lift those guys up, and, you know, whenever you get new teammates, it's an opportunity to learn from them. So having Josh in here is awesome. I mean, for me to come in as a rookie and have Carson, Nate, and Cody who've played a lot of ball, and then to have Josh come here, 18-year veteran, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better to have them in here.
You had those back-to-back. I think the second one, I think the first was JJ.
Yeah.
The second,
Michelle. Mark and Michelle.
Are those throws maybe 2 weeks ago you weren't ready to make? Or?
No, I think I would have made them. You know, just doing what I can. You know, each play coming out and executing it. So I feel confident I would have made it a few weeks ago too.
Even going back to yesterday's practice, you seem like you're just ripping the ball a lot more. Is it just that experience, just feeling a lot more comfortable on the offense?
Yeah, I think, you know, like we were talking about before, just stacking days and each day gaining more confidence. Shoot from the game till now, just gaining that confidence and playing and having reps gives me confidence. And so I just got to keep stacking the days.
At the time, I was just saying, at the time, you're thrust into the first quarter on Thursday night. Might be a little bit of an adjustment period, but in hindsight, is a blessing because of all the experience that you got out of it.
Yeah, obviously, like I said, you never want to enter a game like that. When one of your teammates, one of your brothers goes down, but going in there, just gotta get out there and execute. Kind of shut off everything else and just go play. And so it did give me confidence, though, knowing I could step in and just go right ahead and play.
Not only getting another look, but you can kind of get that sense of competition back at practice going up against another defense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they were the #1 defense in the league last year, so they got talent all over their defense. The scheme is really tough to go against. They're really, really big and physical in the front seven like they've always been. So it's a really good test for us as an offense.
Can these practices kind of take the place of like a preseason game for stars like yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm getting 40 or 50 reps of practice right now going against guys that are really good and it's a completely different scheme than we go against every day. Whereas if I were to play in a preseason game, I get 12 reps max. So I think these are very beneficial for me and all the starters. I think it's a lot harder than a preseason game, these two practices. So I'm enjoying it, though. It's fun to compete against really good players, and they got a lot of them.
So do you want to play Thursday?
Whatever coach wants me to do. I mean, I don't make that call. It's way above my pay grade.
Obviously, it's tough to see Richard Rodgers go down, but what has Josh Perkins done kind of in his absence over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I thought Perks had a phenomenal camp, honestly. Whatever coach asks him to do, he does it. He's obviously a very natural receiver as a tight end, and he fights his butt off in the run game. So I think he's a really talented player, someone that's going to help our football team, and he did the same thing last year. I mean, he bowed his butt off last year, had some injuries, made some plays for us early on until he got hurt, so he's just picking up where he left off.
How bad was the heat today?
It was hot, but I mean, it's hot all the time. It's hot in Philly. We'll play hot games, and can't let it affect you.
Season, you had 2 pretty impressive blocks in the first half. What have you done to kind of better yourself in that aspect of your game?
With Rich being out, I've had to be on the ball a lot more than I'm used to. So, I mean, it's kind of just grinding it out each and every day. It's not going to be pretty all the time, but just trying to get the job done.
Are you finding the comfort there after a couple of games?
Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable than I was before. I've been working on that, trying to get my hands inside, still working on that, but I feel like my feet have been a lot better than they were in years past.
You have the ability to go out wide. I mean, that's a rare trait for a tight end, but like with all the wide receiver injuries or wide receiver stuff going on, how much do you think that helps you with earning a roster spot and everything?
I think it helps me a lot. I feel like I can be both. Like I can be used in a versatile way. I feel like they can put me outside. I can do the blocking schemes for the wide receivers. I can do the blocking schemes for the tight end. So I feel like I can bring a lot to the table in that aspect.
What have you been working on special teams?
Just trying to play fast, trust what I see and just go out there and try to make a play, Sometimes you get caught up trying to read stuff and be in a certain spot, but now I just know I just got to play fast and just trust my instincts.
Are you on kick and punt?
Yeah, I'm on all of them pretty much.
So you're a 4-4?
Yeah, I've been on all of them throughout the preseason, so just trying to work, show my versatility.
The defense has had pretty good days today.
There wasn't a lot of hitting going on. I mean, it's getting a different scheme, getting different scheme, different personnel. It's always a good change, getting work like that. But let me know when first tiebreaker is how you do in a joint practice. So it's practice.
I wanted to ask you about Deshaun Hall.
Yes, sir.
The camp he's had, the preseason. Your thoughts on how he's played?
He got to us midway through last year, and he was in the transition of going from outside linebacker to 4-3 defensive end. And, he had been asked to lose weight at Houston, but he was gaining weight here. So there's a little bit of work in progress there. But he's come back at a really good spring, and then he's stacked a good training camp on top of that. He's got good speed. He's long. He fits our stuff that way, and he's really been tough. He's played physical football for us, and that's what we're looking for.
With Hall, how much has he improved his pass rush plan since he got here?
Not a whole lot. It's just you're just seeing a player just be more comfortable in the scheme and stuff like that. He did a good job in limited reps for us last year.
I think you said he added like 30 pounds.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about Sharif? Is he
maybe more advanced than you would have thought as a rookie? Or
no, we expected a lot of him, but he has been like steadily improving through training camp, and that's what you look on or you look for with guys. It's not always perfect right away, but you want guys that showing steady improvement. I think that's him. And one of the other things I like about Sharif is that he's shown the most when it's been sort of elevated. Like in the beginning, wasn't really standing out when it was practice, and then we had a live practice and he stood out a little bit more, and then we had a preseason game and he stood out a little bit more. So I think those are all good signs for him too. He's still got a long way to go. Let's not put him in the Hall of Fame yet. Yep.
What's it like when veterans like Malcom and Brandon want to play in a preseason game like they did last Thursday to help set the tone?
It's their job. I mean, those guys know what it takes them to get ready. And, I mean, they've been at it a long time. Both of those guys are 10-plus year vets that have a lot of experience in getting ready for the regular season. And, so that's what they do. It's really nothing different than that.
I mean, just, first impressions out here on the field, I thought, we did some good things, like the way that we ran the ball. We left some plays out here, so we get a chance to watch tape and evaluate the reasons why and come out here and get better tomorrow.
How about Carson's performance specifically today?
I think Carson did a really good job. I mean, he's, like we talked about all training camp, he's operating really, really quickly. He's seeing everything. He's communicating it well. I think he knows, where he wants to go with the ball. He's picking his matchups, and love how he's working through his progressions. He's had a tremendous camp.
Sometimes on his deep throws, he'll have a tendency to maybe muscle it a little bit. Would you prefer him to maybe put a little more air?
Yeah, we want to complete those. So, it's one of the reasons why we called him today. Want to practice against the Ravens, get more of those live reps with pushing the ball down the field. And we know that, those are plays that we got to make. And that's one of the things that, we'll try to improve on tomorrow.
Is it maybe, especially for this roster, where, you give a guy like Alshon a chance to win like 50-50 balls, and Deshaun being a guy who can track the ball maybe better than anyone ever, where you want him to put more air under it?
Yeah, well, when they're on top, we want them to lead them out front for sure. Yep.
Josh was with the twos today. You had 4 quarterbacks available. Is he at the point now where he knows
we went 2 groups today.
Okay.
So, all the quarterbacks rotated in with that second group, yeah.
And what about Josh's progression makes you think he can step in there right away?
Well, it'll be a process of, indoctrinating him into our system, but he's got the luxury of a lot of experience and background in a bunch of different systems. He's played in them all, so I'm sure he'll be able to draw on that experience. He's already invested a lot of time since he's been here in trying to learn our language and the way that we call things. Obviously, there's a rhythm and a cadence that's different to every system and every offense. So, he's trying to acclimate himself to that, and I know that he'll do that as quickly as possible.
He's only been here a day, and it looked like he was making checks at the line. Is that out of the ordinary?
Well, I think he's unique from the standpoint he's played 18 years and has a wealth of experience. So we didn't try to put too much on his plate. Obviously, we didn't give him the whole playbook to run today. It's controlled, and he knew what he was going to run, and so we were able to really get him up to speed on those plays.
Is Thursday too soon for him?
I think it's too early to make that call, to be honest. That's something that Coach will decide.
Like going back to last Thursday, it did seem like the wide receivers, which looks like a battle every day when we're out here in practice, all of them seem to have their moments. How did they grade out when you looked at them on tape, and how do you assess that position right now in terms of the guys competing for final roster spots?
Yeah, we thought those guys, had a good performance last week against Jacksonville, and like you said, it's about the entirety of the body of the work. It's every day out here in practice, in addition to the games. Obviously, the games are very important, how they perform in the games. So, we're looking at everything, and competition is tight for sure, and we got some very willing candidates right there.
What prompted you to move Wiz over to guard these past 2 days?
I think we had a couple guys go down today, if I'm not mistaken. So just in the heat of battle, I don't know the real answer to that. Yeah, I mean, Wiz has always played guard for us. He's played center. So, again, mixing guys in and out, making sure that they're flexible inside there.